Good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be standing in front of you again to share some ideas about resource management in Africa. And this is precisely what I'm going to do, just share some ideas and hope that that will trigger some response on your side so that we can have a good conversation about these issues. Okay, I'm not very good at this. Okay, this one. Okay, good. What I want to do is basically first to contextualize the discussion, and then look at some of the main challenges that we have in this domain, and then finally look at the resource issues proper. And I usually start this conversation exact same way, by debunking a myth. This myth is held by most Africans who look at themselves, look at their reality, look at their continent, and say, we are poor. Africa is poor. Well, let me suggest to you that this is completely wrong. This is a myth that if there's anything that we should debunk, we should leave this senior leaders seminar having debunked is this myth that Africa is poor. Africa is absolutely not poor. Just because some Africans are poor does not mean that the continent is poor. And let's not conflate the two issues. Some Africans are indeed poor, but the continent is tremendously rich, is monstrously rich. In terms of natural resources, of course, I could spend a whole hour here reciting the continent's natural resource endowments. You know this as well as I do. Human resources, again, as one of the things that Africa does well is to export its human resources. It's done so for millennia. But usually when we talk about poverty, we talk about money. And here again, we export more money than we import. Let me give you a few figures. This is the African Development Bank. This is not the imperialists talking. This is the African Development Bank. Says that between 1980 and 1909, this is the figures that I was able to get, Africa lost $1.4 trillion. $1.4 trillion. Okay, basically gone, exported out of Africa.